I'm a fucking 16 years old boy and I want to contact my crush before I even drop her a hi, I would have all the fucking information about her. Whatever information I'm supposed to have. That's my duty. Have those information. And you telling me you're like in your 30s or your 40s. Let's begin with Unaiza. Unaiza, by the way, had her interview. So, Unaiza, just I would like to understand which organization, first of all, and how did you come across that interview? How did it go? And then what next with it?
All right. Yes, Vicky. So I had an interview today with J4 Solutions. It was for the role of Salesforce developer.
Okay.
So it is usually without coding we have to build apps. Is the motto
So
of the
one thing
Salesforce.
again, yours, Unaiza, I would like to understand how did you come across this company?
Yes, yesterday as Tabasum has sent the Indeed about the Indeed app, so I had gone through it, and then she told that we directly get the HR's number and then we can
Right,
call. So
right.
I had spent a whole day calling the HRs and what else applying for them. Then I came across this. I had applied to this, not called the HR. So they had sent me yes, today only for around 2 o'clock. The HR sent me to give the interview at 6 o'clock, and yes, I had an interview at 6, and it was till 6:30.
Okay. And how did it go?
It asked me about to introduce myself, and then he asked about the Salesforce website, that how we can build and what is it for. So I told him that I had introduced myself. Then he asked that if I had done any projects on Salesforce, have I done any internship also. Then I told I have done internship from J Spiders in the college itself. And he asked me that if it is completed or it is still going on. Then I said it has been completed on it has been completed. And yes, Vicky. So he asked me that the internship was for the Salesforce or any other project. So I told that it was other projects which we were working on, and I was the team lead. And yes, I told him about my project. And then uh, this was clear that I hadn't done any Salesforce thing and all. So
So
he asked
again, my
me.
question here is, I'm sorry I'm interrupting, but the interest it is purely out of curiosity here. So
Yes,
did he not have your CV?
हाँ मेरे को भी ये लगा.
है ना? तो
हाँ हाँ,
CV तो होना चाहिए था. So
वो CV भी होना चाहिए था. वो तृप्ति को भी वो क्या बोलूं.
by the way, in first time in last 3 years, I think first time we spoken indeed with each other.
Yes, Vicky.
Suddenly I feel special different.
I
Okay.
too.
So what was it? I mean, he didn't had your CV. What was the case?
Also, while texting, Trupti asked me, the HR. Trupti asked me about my contact details, and I'm like, why? You haven't seen my CV yet. So I texted that as I've no, since you have asked me, I am sending it, but I'm sure you have gone through my resume. It contains all my details.
Correct.
So ये भी थोड़ा अलग लगा.
So I think this is very insane and unprofessional
Yes,
on part of recruiter.
unprofessional. Yes, Vicky.
So we are recording this. We are recording this. With that, I would like to use this clip and reach out to whatever recruiters out there in the market. This is very unprofessional. Okay. Today, if I want to contact if I'm a fucking 16 years old boy and I want to contact my crush before I even drop her a hi, I would have all the fucking information about her. Whatever information I'm supposed to have. That's my duty. Have those information. And you telling me you're like in your 30s or your 40s and you are a recruiter and you're trying to hire someone for your organization and you do not have details. It's shame on such recruiters. It is waste of time for both of you, even for you, Unaiza, as a candidate, and as well as that recruiter. He could have, spoken to somebody else. he could have spoken to someone who has done whatever that what Salesforce, right? That Salesforce thing. He would have just shortlisted and saved his time, and also not would have wasted your time. So very unprofessional. I think the recruiters, this is your basic duty that you should kind of do complete research about the candidate, irrespective of how many candidates you are speaking, or in a day or in an hour. It doesn't matter. You should have complete details, the biography, with the CV, and know who you are speaking with. So nothing wrong from your end. So I think Unaiza did a good job. Then what happened at the end of the day?
Then he asked me to visit. He had sent me two links. One which contains the trailhead, yes, trailhead.com, which gives details, and it is a course basically which I have checked. It gives information about how Salesforce runs.
Hmm. Okay.
And the other
Okay.
is, yes, other is the we have to log in through as if we are a Salesforce developer. After completing it, then we'll go to this website.
So you're sure he will contact you?
He said I should complete the course and then reapply. Then he'll consider me with the second round.
So I have one query here. I would like to understand. Uh, this Salesforce thing is some sort of an application, is what I can understand, right?
Yes.
So to know how to use it, there would be some sort of a training programs outside in the market, and if you get trained, you will have your certification, correct? So you will be certified on Salesforce. This is how it works,
Yes, I think we can.
right? So Ramya is nodding and Navya is also nodding. So I'm assuming that this is how it works. So I would like to understand, like, let's just
For
suppose
me,
you had,
for me this is new, Wicky. I was not
okay.
knowing about Salesforce. Yes.
Okay, so I would want you to ask him the next time, probably if he speaks to you, or if at all you have his contact details, that let's just assume you happen to just go through the modules that he or she has shared with you.
Oh, yes.
But then after having gone through those modules, you will not have a certification. Would he still be in the capacity to recruit you? Is what you should ask.
He told me in the second round I'll be they will give me a task and I have to complete it. So
Okay.
उस पे होगा आगे.
All right. ठीक है. But then the good thing is, Unaiza, this Indeed thing worked for you and it landed you one interview, right? Anything else other than this, Unaiza?
Yes, Vicky. One thing which I remember is from this app they are providing very less salary. Like
Okay.
for an engineer, it is 5 to 8,000. For Java developer, it is 8 to 10,000 only.
So is it only for a region based? Like, was this the case only for Mumbai? You're searching for jobs in Mumbai, I know. But then was it the same with Bangalore, Hyderabad as well?
No, I didn't see, Vicky.
I wanted to check because that will be then too early to label them with that they are providing
All right,
or
all right.
sharing advertisement with less salary. Maybe I would suggest you to check up for Hyderabad, Bangalore, and so on. Gurugram. These are like IT hubs, and check for what they are paying.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Anything else? You have a question, Unai?
Yes, I have two actually.
Yes.
So Vicky, the first thing is when I was introducing myself, I just remember that when I was introducing myself, like when I said I am a graduate in the I am a graduate from Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science branch, then he was like, "Are you an engineer and you are not an MCA person?"
What nonsense. So this guy is just, it is very unprofessional. You know what I
Yes,
would do?
and also Vicky. Then the second question, yes, when he wasn't visible to me. I was like they have mentioned in the mail that I should be visible and my mic should be on and what not they have mentioned. Then why is he not visible to me? He was
Very,
just
very
audible. He
important
was
thing.
not.
Very important thing,
Yes,
Unaiza.
he was there. When you told, like, when I say to Vicky that we'll have a session, Vicky will be like, give me 5 minutes and he'll be in front of me. Then you were supposed to take an interview and why you are not visible?
So I'll tell you this. These are basic etiquettes. First of all, let me come back to your first question.
Yes.
If okay, now errors can happen by anyone. Today, if I'm telling, okay, you got to be professional. Tomorrow, it could be just me doing some blunder. That can happen because I'm a human too. But then, if I were to be at this recruiter's place, if I were to be that recruiter who suddenly realizes that you are not an MCA but you are what computer science engineer, I would never tell it to you on your face. I would never do that. Okay, I would never do that. All right, I would simply be like, okay, all right, you are an engineer. That's nice. From which university? All right, okay, blah blah blah, and I'll move on. I know I would tell myself, uh, within my mind that I'm not going to hire her for sure, but I will never tell it to you on your face.
Yes.
Because of two reasons. Number one, that will look very unprofessional, and second thing, I'm going to be a fool in front of you, which I would never want to look like.
In front of me. Yes.
Yeah. Number one. And yes, Sonali, I'll come to you just 1 second. And second important thing, Unaiza, and everybody who's there, Ramya, Sushti, Navya, and Sonali for that matter, and whoever will watch later on, I'll tell you, if you are being told that there will be a interview and you got to keep your camera on, you should keep your camera on in case the person has kept his camera on. Are we clear with this concept? If the person, if whoever that person is, it could be a CEO or it could be an executive level recruiter, if she has kept her or his camera off and expects a candidate to be visible, it is very unprofessional. It's very unprofessional. So professionalism has to be maintained. If it is not, turn off your camera. If they question you, you bloody question them back. Not in my way, but then question them back, saying, if you are that recruiter and if I'm Wicky, I turn off my camera and you question me, hey, why the hell you have turned off your camera, Mr. Candidate? I would say, I couldn't see you, and I thought this will be more like an audio session. Please accept my apologies. Please accept my apologies. I'll turn on my camera right away. You know what I did? I turned on my camera, but I gave him a slap without letting him know that I slapped him. But he realizes that I've slapped him. That's how you do it. You got to be like, I'm sorry. I turned off my camera. That's because you did it. Oh, no problem. I turn it on. You got to act innocent. That's how you're supposed to do that. Yeah, that's it. Sonali, I'll come to you. Yes, Sonali, you were saying something.
Okay, from this incident which Anaiza had mentioned, I just happened to come up with one thought that which happened today itself. As you know, I'm searching for jobs, so it is a BPO sector, right? So one girl had called me today that I'm calling from so, and are you looking for a job? I said yes, yeah. Okay, so have you worked in a call center? She mentioned that. So before answering this question, I would come back to Unaiza and I would like to tell you, Unaiza, that whenever you feel bad or wrong, you should speak upfrontly, because that is the one thing we can do. And coming back to my answer, then I just happened to give the answer to that girl like, see, the call center and BPO are two different things. Do not mix them up, because you have my resume and you know that I am from BPO. It doesn't mean that you can mention it that I am calling. Are you looking for any call center job? Because they are two different thing and two different industry. So not mix them. So she was like, okay, no, sorry, yeah, that and that. Okay. So I was like, no, if you come up with any BPO job, then you can call me. And I just hung up because I didn't feel right, because you cannot mention it as a call center. I'm not working in a call center. It is a BPO, it is a good industry. Now it is turned into BPS. Now it is no more a BPO as well. So that is the thing, you have to like blunt enough in front of the person whenever you feel wrong or said spoken very wrong and you do not like that. That is the thing which happened today, and good that I just remember and I would love to share.
Very important, very true. Got to be vocal.
Yeah,
No matter how, see, everybody's personality is different. For example, Sonali is very bold. Okay, Ramya is a soft-spoken girl. But you got to be vocal. When Sonali would speak, she would sound different. When Ramya will speak, she will totally sound different. But the point is, you got to be vocal. Okay, so that's the point which Sonali has, put across. Very important. And